Alrighty, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and in this video, we're going to be basically doing a basic summary of everything we know about Synthesis League. They had to make it something fucking difficult for me to say. They had to make it something difficult for the white kid to say, didn't they? They just had to. We're going to be kind of demystifying and explaining as simply as possible everything that I know about the Synthesis League. Now, that being said, most of the information I'm going to be able to tell you is going to be all found in the trailer, but I'm going to do a basic, as well possibly summarized... Fuck, I cannot talk today. I'm going to summarize everything as simply as possible in the normal way that I do. Synthesis is hard, you sweet summer child. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe talking is just hard for me, if I'm entirely honest. Okay, so what ends up happening is this league is going to be kind of similar to, it's going to be like a mix of incursion and delve at the same time. You're going to be doing these types of incursions that you'll be clearing through, and you're basically going from, you know, point A to point B, or in some cases there's like up to 4 of them, so it's point A, point B, point C, point D, and then you're done, right? However, as opposed to incursion where you're building like a temple or that sort of thing, these pieces, or these like memories that you go and stabilize and do this sort of stuff for, are saved up for you. So instead of, you know, they're locked in and this sort of stuff, they're actually saved up and stockpiled, and you can use them to create your own path later. So think like delve pathing, but you can control it, right? This is easier to explain, or easier to show than it is to explain. So essentially, you'll come into these sorts of areas that you'll find out in the world, like an Alva spawn or something like that, or you'll find in every map in the case of the league, right? Words are difficult. And so you'll clear all these, and then after you clear a certain amount of them, I don't know what the maximum amount is going to be, or if there even will be one, you'll be able to come to the memory nexus right here. The thing that looks like the bridge from Valhalla in all the Marvel movies. Then you'll click on one of these fellas. I'll play this through a little bit. And you'll click on one of these side fellas right here, and it will take you to a giant screen like this. Now, this looks like something straight out of StarCraft, but it's pretty easy to explain. So let me full screen this real quick for the showcase here. So this is all of the pieces that you just accrued and just cleared. So as I said, you go into the incursion style area, clear through all of them, and those pieces will all stockpile. They'll all stockpile up here. Now, why is that important, and what are these essentially built for? You're essentially creating, how do I say this correctly? It's like a board game, puzzle game type of thing, essentially. However, you get to control what type of loot and what type of modifiers and stuff you can do. So essentially, each one of these will be rolled as basically a map, a separate map. So this one may have areas inhabited by totems. This one may have El Reflect or some shit, right? Every single one will be rolled like an individual map. Now that being said, they all have quant, they all have modifiers, they'll have that sort of thing. There is also a global modifiers up in the top left up here. Now this will, all of this will go up depending how many of these you connect together. You can connect all of these pieces together in one run and do one massive mega run. Or alternatively, you can use like one piece or 2 pieces or whatever and go for these islands. Now, I don't know necessarily what's on the islands. This one and this one look important. This one looks like a connector piece. That one looks like a connector piece. And that looks like a semi-important connector piece. So I think these are going to be like the main loot pieces. And these will be like your long run extenders type of pieces. Because, say for example, you farm through a lot of areas and you only got certain pieces. You only got straights or some shit. I don't know. You only got straights and like 2 side pieces. Well, if you only got straights, it's going to be really difficult to get to here, right? It's going to be real difficult because you can't turn yourself around. So what you can do then is you put, say, the straight piece in here, right? And then you use your 2 extenders to go here and here. And now you've gone this way, right? You've gotten to a second node piece or whatever. Or you can do the same thing out this way. If this was here, for example, you could do that exact same thing. Use a straight here. That covers as an extender piece. Then you use the lengthwise here. Say that's all you had for whatever reason. Your RNG rolled like trash. And those are the only 2 pieces or connector pieces you ended up with. you put a length one here, and then you have, say, one of these here, and you get one on the left side that goes over here, and you connect to your loot, essentially like that. It's based loosely off of a board game, funnily enough, that I used to play as a kid, which was interesting when Ziggy said that that's what they based it off of. So that was pretty interesting. But all around, it looks pretty simple. I think the biggest thing is going to be to try and get these, as well as creating a massive like path. The other thing that I want to talk about is this yellow node here. You may not have any idea what this is, but it is kind of covered in the video, but it's glossed over very, very quickly. Essentially, it's what I'm going to call a double down node. And what that does is, as I said, all of these are rolled like maps, right? It will double all of the bonuses on the map. Let's just call it like that. So your quant and your rarity and that sort of stuff will be doubled, but it also means that the map mods will be doubled. So if enemies have deal 40% as extra fire, it'll become 80% as extra fire if you put that specific node in there, right? So now this becomes, alright, do I want to turn my 100% quant into 200% quant, but risk being one-shotted instantly? Or do I want to take my my 50% quant relatively safe map that rolled with unchangeable modifiers? Like, say you got one with like areas infected with totems, areas infected with goatmen or something, right? Those aren't changeable mods, but that'll probably only give you 50% quant, maybe, if even that. So then you put that in here, and it becomes 100% quant, but it's relatively safe, like nothing really changed. Or you go balls deep, and you go in and put your like double fizzes extra in here, and get like 220% quantity, but if you get touched, you die. So, I mean, you'll be able to mess around with that and use this node to create some stupidly difficult stuff, most likely. Or accidentally create it and not realize what happened. I almost guarantee you someone's gonna like put something in here accidentally. It'll probably be me. And then get completely fucked by it. It'll probably be a stream highlight because I'll end up creating like ultra mega death bear that one-shots me from 100 to 0. And the other thing is I don't know if you're only gonna get like one run or like one death and then the whole set's gone. Because if that's the case, imagine how much it would fucking suck. Imagine how much it would suck. Because you create like this mega adventure, right? I like how it's basically a create your own adventure puzzle thing, you know? It's like a create your own adventure book. It's like Delve, but you literally get to control every single piece of the Delve puzzle. It's fucking sick. So, but imagine like you extend out this way, you use a 4-way or whatever, and you connect it to this one, connect and go around or whatever. I don't know. You go up, go get the big one, and you just die on the first connector. Do you lose the whole thing? Do you lose all the pieces? That would fucking blow. That would fucking blow. But I don't know. I mean, all in all, obviously I need to be able to play it, I need to get hands on it and that sort of stuff. But for basic League mechanics, it looks pretty sound. It looks like a mix of incursion and semi-controllable delve. The biggest thing is that I'm really, really hoping there's not going to be the sort of shenanigans there was with delve. And for those of you who know what I mean, you kind of understand me. But the whole like low-level farming bullshit that went on for the longest amount of time was really stupid. I mean, it still goes on now. Betrayal League is actually still on right now. And I'm sure, as I commentate this, there's some motherfucker somewhere farming Harbor Bridge for Syndicate members, because it's the most profitable thing to do. So we can RMT to something Wong and pay his bills. But still, that's you, Genji. Alright. But I hope that somehow gets resolved. So then we're doing maps that have random rolls. We're finding Dude Bro, who is then giving us other pieces that have random rolls and all this sort of stuff. It just culminates into something pretty good. As well as on top of that, with this, it says in the trailer that Betrayal is actually getting folded into the base game. Next expansion, like it'll be there, guaranteed. And it's going to be built for Act 9 onwards. Also, what's going to happen is that with Betrayal stuff, it'll be like incursions, right? With incursions now, you find 3 alphas in a zone, or 1 to 3 alphas in a zone, and you can create things like the just-in-time gimmick we did, where she yells at herself over and over to the track of Rap God. But still, you can create moments like that. Now, what essentially is going to happen with Betrayal is you're going to go in and it's basically going to be inhabited. So there'll be like a transport, a fortification, and a research all at the same time. Or there's going to be like a betrayal map that has transport, fucking what the hell is it called? Intervention and research or something like that. And they said that they're going to try their best to make it so that you're doing a fortification, you can't be intervention ambushed. Which is going to be difficult to do, because an intervention ambush happens like at the start of a map or the end of a map. There's no real in between. So if you're starting the map and you have the intervention spawn, and then you stumble across the fort right in the center of it as well, it's not going to end well. Like, you're kiting the guys back, and then you find the fort in the center, and you just get fucking crumbled by everything. That sounds like what's going to end up happening. That's probably, there's going to be a front page thing on Reddit, like day one, about someone getting to like normal maps and just getting crushed because they kited their intervention into a fucking fort and died. So that'll be fun to see. The outrage on that'll be hilarious. But yeah, all in all, looks like an interesting league. I like leagues where you can build something and where you can control it, you know? Leagues where it just throws a giant fucking screen at you and it says, yeah, so this exists, but you can't really control it that much, like, you know, like Delve. I absolutely love Delve, don't get me wrong. But the whole sort of fact that it's like you can go however many nodes without ever seeing X or Y or whatever, right? Gets fucking annoying sometimes. Or like, say you just want to farm, like in Delve, say you just want to farm weapons, or you just want to farm jewelry or whatever. You gotta fucking shop around for currency nodes and that sort of stuff. Now with this one, you can literally control where you go and pathing and that sort of stuff. Looks interesting. I want to see how useful these extension nodes are, because like, I wonder if there will be a capstone node on this. I hope there is, because like, if you can get one of these as like a farmable node, that would be pretty good, because then you can create this ultra long path and manually drop in a capstone. That'd be fucking cool. That would be fucking cool. You love Delve? Tell me how much you delved this league. Yeah, my mind's been pretty bare this league, but that's because you have to buy Nico shards from the fucking Asian RMT farmer all day, because you have to buy the fucking Nico scarabs or whatever. Anyways, I'm getting into the rambling parts. The league looks pretty good. I do hope you can actually like stumble across a capstone. That'd be pretty cool, but at the same time, maybe a bit fucked. They might want you to, you know, use the gimmicks and that sort of stuff. Gotta see how these things work. Gotta see how value it is for connecting all the pieces at once. That'll be intriguing, that's for sure. Also, one last thing. How much does this look like space? How much does this background look like space? Remember how a shaper, or whatever it was, said there was only 2 places unexplored? The ground and the sky? Well, we got the ground in Delve, and we've got the sky in Synthesis. That's going to be all from me, and as always, take care, lads.